This is worth taking a look at. This is going to be an incredibly easy changeover here. This piece goes on right there. The disc is going to mount to that, and that's going to be pretty much a piece of cake. Not the disc, but the the rotor will mount here, and the disc will go right on there. That's going to be easy. I will say this: kits for these old Ford axles are cheap. There's a bunch of people making them, I guess, and they're not terribly expensive. I put a kit on the front of my Rambler, and that cost me an arm and a leg. So, I mean, it's really quite a bargain to do this, and I think I recommend it. Okay, this is what we're talking about. Because if somebody tries one of these kits, they might not be able to figure it out. This is a 40 Ford front axle, supposedly, and obviously those are 39 hubs. In my kit here, I've got a thing that was marked as a 48 spindle adapter. When I go to put this thing together, if I put it together without the adapter, this bearing doesn't fit well. But with the adapter, and what I've done is I've measured to make sure, this fits right onto that. And the distance, once I get this pressed on here, is about right for it to fit middle ways in the caliper. And the distance between here and here is 3 inches from the back of this to 3 inches to the front of this, which once I get this pressed on here, that's going to be correct. So my thinking is it must be a 48 spindle. Now, how they got the 39 hub on the 48 spindle, I'm figuring they just changed the bearings. It's probably possible to get a bearing that works between the two, and I'm thinking that's what they did. The reason I'm concerned about all this is once I get this on there, it's not going to come off easily. It looks like it's quite a tight little press, and I'm going to sand this a bit and, kind of probably very gently sort of tap that on there. But I didn't want to do it unless I was pretty sure it was the right way to go, because, once you get that on there, you'd have a devil of a time getting it back off. So I thought I'd show that because somebody else might be working one of these kits and trying to figure out how it works, and maybe if you saw that, it'd give you a little head start. Okay, I've determined that I was right. This does require that piece to be in there, that 48 Ford piece. The way I figured it out was I put the wheel on without it, and there's no way it's going to fit. This is actually going on here real nice once I got it figured out. Basically what I did was I put that little press-on bearing on there. I put the two little bearings inside the wheel here. No grease or no grease caps or anything. And then I'm just kind of gently tightening this, which is pushing it on. I don't want to mess up the bearings. I don't want to put too much pressure on that. But it's kind of just, you can tell it's not straining too much, but it is easing that thing right up into place, which is what I want to see happen. So what's going to happen next is this is going to fit in here. Let's see if I get that right. Okay, this is of interest. I remember I might have had some instructions that came with all this that I lost or something, I don't know. But I remember reading somewhere that this might require a little touch of grinding to make it work, and right here is where the grinding needs to happen. You see this big circle right here, and the old spindle is kind of sticking out into that. Well, what happens is when I fit this brake caliper into place, it goes right up in there and it hits that. Can you see that? So what I need to do is grind that out of there. Once I grind that out of there, it's going to fit perfectly, and it's all going to be just right. You can see here that I do have that little shim on here, and the bearing fits on it just right. This is pretty snug. I can probably snug that up a little bit more, but I didn't want to do it until I was kind of ready. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark this. I'm going to get my grinder out and grind that little section away, and then put it all back together. And after that, it should just fall together like a piece of cake.